You found solutions to every problem last season. As this indicated, it might be a bit tougher this time around.
Well, we found a lot of solutions today in the game. Created chances, crazy chances, unbelievable big chances. Didn't use them, that's true. That's why it's 0-0. But I like the game. And yes, there are different draws in your life. And this is one which we are not happy about the result, obviously, but I'm really fine with the performance because that's the way we have to play. That's the way we have to create. That's the way we have to protect. And we did all that. And so, yeah, still, of course, disappointing, but it's how it is.
Watching you on the sidelines towards the end, I could sense that maybe you felt you could get a goal towards the dying minutes.
Yeah. Actually, we were, you think about that and how can you, we had all these moments. We were, look, it's normal, but the Newcastle then went down, Cher had, I don't know how many moments where he thought he feels something, and that's fine, but it breaks the rhythm. So when we had rhythm, but then we had to keep going, and how said the direction, some of the situations will not be mentioned as chances, but they defended with all they had, but still then we were alone in front of the goal, but after the corner kick, when the goalie missed the ball, couldn't finish that off, played super football, when Mo had his chance. Trent has a super finish, where somebody brought a body in between. I think that could have been a goal as well. First half, we had already big chances. So, look, I watched a lot of football games in my life, and you always have to, after a game, you just have to respect the result. But what you have to take of it is what was right and what was wrong. And about the performance, I have not a lot of wrong things to say apart from the finishing, and that will not stay like this forever. I know the boys good enough that I know they will finish these situations off next time if we get them again. Getting them again means we have to play like this, and in moments, of course, better like this, what we can do. And then we will win football games, that's it. And that's pretty much all as well.
Overall, you finished 2020 top of the table, and considering everything you've had to deal with, injury-wise in particular, are you happy with that?
The last thing, actually, what I'm thinking about is our position in the table in the moment. It's nice, but doesn't mean anything. And you see we drew now the last two games and are still top of the table in a very difficult season. It just shows how difficult the season is for everybody. So other teams won maybe last night and are now in a very good, we are in a good mood. It's as good as possible. What I said, if life gives you a lemon, make lemonade of it. That's how it is, and that's what we try all the time. And when I think about football, yes, these are the moments where we really enjoy life in the moment, but all around is obviously not that easy to enjoy it. It's for all of us, for all people in the world, it's really difficult. We all thought we are kind of through it, or hope we are through it, and winter came and stuff like this, and next wave came and these things. So that's in my mind. We will keep going. That's how it is. The next game, Southampton, Aston Villa, United, all these kind of things. That's good, and we know about our responsibility. We try to do everything right around and want to be ready for the games. The boys were ready tonight and didn't get the result we wanted. That's not the worst. The worst thing in life. There are more difficult things to deal with in the moment.
Walked over, all smiles. I take it that's a team performance that you're proud of tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a terrific effort from us. I think we've got Man City away and then Liverpool at home, and Man City away can blow you away, and I thought we stayed in the game and we did brilliantly there. And then to come here and grind out a point against the champions is credit to the lads and the work rate to come off the back of playing two top sides in 4 days. So it's a good point for us, and we can build now.
On Prime Video, we've been asking fans for their choice of save of the year. We put 4 online earlier today. That was before this match. That first half save against Salah, that could be right up there amongst them, couldn't it?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I'm just pleased to be out there doing what I can for the team, and when we take points like this tonight, and it's a clean sheet that I've been desperate for, to be honest, because I've only had a couple. So it's credit to the lads' work, and hopefully we can keep the effort that we've shown tonight and move on to Leicester next.
Martin Dubravka on the bench. He might have a bit more of a weight. I mean, there's even calls for potentially England call-up. Is that something that you're aware of?
Of course I'm aware of it. I think it'd be silly for me to not admit that I'm aware of it. So I know what's going on, and hopefully I can just keep performing how I have been. And if that gets me into contention, then I'll be over the moon with that. And I just need to carry on performing, and hopefully that might happen.
And Leicester City for you next on Sunday. Is this the perfect boost ahead of that match?
Yeah, I mean it's another tough game. We've had a few tough ones in a row now, so we know we're going to have to work extra hard again, like we have tonight. We need to recover and make sure that we get some points from that as well, and keep moving up the table and doing the best we can.
Well, that was an excellent performance from Carl Darlow tonight. Look at that. This season, only Sam Johnston of West Bromwich Albion has made more saves. He's level now with Meslier at Leeds, and we actually spoke about him before the game. He's excelled himself again tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, he made some fantastic saves, and certainly the first one from Mo Salah, the way he spreads himself and gets his hand up just to nick it round the post, he'd be well pleased. And I think sometimes when you do make them saves, we were just discussing off air that you make the right saves, but you put it into areas. And today, is it luck? Is it not? But he's put it into areas where his defenders can then clear. Another day, it might have fell to a Liverpool player, but today it hasn't, and it just looks like the luck's favouring him at the moment, which is great to see. And he's done a fantastic job, since Dubravka's been out, and long may it continue for him.
And we've seen some terrific saves in the Premier League this season, in this crazy season. Is that right up there with him?
I think
first
so.
Half one?
I think so, yeah. He makes an early decision. When the ball's floating over his back four there, or back five, he makes that decision to come out and close the angle down quickly. And that's a big decision to make, and it was the right one. By the time Mo Salah takes his touch, lifts his head up, he's almost on top of him. And then he just spreads himself, makes a big, and it almost goes past him. And he just gets his fingertips to it and touches it round the post. No question that would have gone in without the fingertips. But I think it's his initial decision to come out and close the angle, which is a sign of a great save there. And I thought it was a brilliant save. That was the pick of the bunch.
And Dubravka's been brilliant for Newcastle, and it's a testament to Darlow that there was no suggestion he was ever going to come back in tonight. He's back on the bench.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Sometimes when you lose your number one, that you want the understudy to go in there and go in there with confidence, make saves. I don't know if Steve Bruce will be happy about that stat that he's got the most saves, or one of the most saves in the Premier League. I don't think he will like seeing that stat, but it's good when you know that you've got to keep it in form. And when you've got someone who's playing with the confidence he is, he's making the saves he is, it always helps, and hopefully, as he's just said then in his interview, they've got that point and they can move on now and start building on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was the pick of the bunch, as we say. But he made some other good saves on the night. That was one that he almost stayed back on his line. That gives you lots of time to actually pick the flight of the ball and make the save. It was an expected save, though, I thought, Kevin, but still one he had to make.
Yeah, and again, these are saves what you'd expect him to make, but he's putting them in areas where his defenders can help him out, and he's pushing them away from the goal. There, he pushes it back towards Yedlin. It could have went. I think it was Salah on the goalkeeper there, but you see. He gets a bit of luck, and when you're a goalkeeper in fine form, you do get them little bits off of you.
Exactly, and how quick he was back onto his feet. And then again, the good decision to punt. Like people will say, it's an okay punt, but it's the decision making that's the key. He's lying on the floor, and all of a sudden he's up like a shot, and then he's punching to clear his line. So it was. Yeah, there were some great saves, but I thought all the decisions he made tonight were really good.
Aside from the goalkeeper, though, Liverpool's finishing, should they still have scored tonight?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think they would have expected to score one or two out of tonight's... more so the positions they got in, as opposed to the missed chances. Yes, Mo Salah had a couple of chances you'd normally expect him, but they were one passions they got in, as opposed to the missed chances. Yes, Mo Salah had a couple of chances you'd normally expect him, but... they were one pass off having glorious chances, and I thought that last ball was where they were missing tonight. And it's normally they're so good at that, especially the front three. So it would have been disappointing for Jurgen Klopp. I thought defensively they didn't really look like conceding. Yes, Newcastle had a couple of chances, but in general, they looked like they were in control of the game, but just not clinical enough.
Carl Darlow, though, had an uncomfortable moment. Schär did brilliantly, Fabian Schär, didn't he, to recover this situation, Kevin?
Yeah, again, it's a lovely ball out by Thiago, finds Alexander-Arnold, who puts an equally good ball in, and then he makes a good decision again, Darlow, and then Schär brilliant defender, does what he should do and gets it cleared. I am a bit dubious about the fact that he does grab Mane, and I don't really know why he hasn't gone down there, because I think if he does go down there, he might have been a bit in trouble and he would have got a penalty. He just grabs him here to help himself get up, which could have been a bit. I don't know what you think, Mo.
Yeah, I'm astonished that Mane, one, didn't shout
To help himself get up, which could have been a bit. I don't know what you think, Mo.
Yeah, I'm astonished that Mane, one, didn't shout and ask the referee why it's not a penalty. But two, as Kevin says, I'm surprised he didn't go down there, because he's quite clearly grabbed by both arms. One sort of touches him and then the second one certainly grabs him. It's open to debate whether he would have actually tapped it in without getting grabbed there. Possibly not. But anyway, whatever the situation, you can't grab someone's legs, and it's quite clearly he grabs his right leg there and prevents him from swinging it.
But obviously it's been looked at, and
yeah, and obvious, and I go with that. That's absolutely fine. As a centre forward, what centre forwards and most players do is try to make it even more obvious to the referee, which is why we were both surprised that he didn't go down.
I mean, we don't want to sit here saying, should he have gone down? You don't want to see players going down. But had he gone down, do you think a penalty might have been awarded?
In my opinion, it definitely would. I think it makes it clear and obvious that he has now been grabbed. Darlow's used him to elevate and get himself back up. And he stopped Mane from swinging his leg, which is the leg which he's trying to swing to try and beat Shaw. Look, it's a great defensive clearance. It's a good first decision by Darlow, but I am almost certain that if he goes down, he makes the referee's mind up in VAR or the assistant, you know. Yeah,
and we should applaud honesty as well. I mean, we see so many times this season players going down when there's either been hardly any touch or no touch at all. So I think we should applaud it. But I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will be going to bed tonight thinking if he went down, he can't come out and say it, but I'm sure he's thinking if he went down, we would have got a penalty there. And it just goes to show it's virtually impossible for a referee to give a penalty unless you go down. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. Referees don't mind, and in fact, they prefer it if you go down and it gives them a decision to make, because in that instance, everyone can say what they like. Oh, yeah, it should have been a penalty. But no referee will give that. So it's almost better for a referee if you go down, give them a decision to make, and that's it's not very palatable. I can understand sort of what people think, but I've spoken. Pierluigi Collina, most famous referee of all time, told me in the World Cup against Argentina, I asked him for a penalty because I didn't go, and he said, Michael, I can't give you a penalty unless you go down. 5 minutes later, Pochettino dangles a leg and I went down. He gives me a penalty. I mean, it happens. Whether we like it or not, it happens.
And you went down from that day on.
I didn't need a second invitation. He asked for it.
Yeah. And he made the decision. You got
He just dropped the name there as well, didn't he?
And the World Cup and everything.
Yeah. He mentions it once or twice. Talking about Jurgen Klopp, let's get the post-match thoughts of the Liverpool manager.